Alright guys, in this video we're going to actually try to turn it on. We still have to finish reassembly, but by the end of this video we're going to see if what we did actually worked and if we actually managed to assemble it right. So check it out. Alright guys, it turned out I made a small mistake during reassembly. So I put this cable harness, and it's really hard to tell, but I put this cable harness on the wrong side of this. So there's a metal bar that runs down. I had it behind the metal bar, and it actually needed to be in front of the metal bar. And it didn't really seem like a problem until I got to needing to plug in this connector. So I had to do some finagling and really pull this wiring over this and slide it in between where it was supposed to go. And unfortunately, in the process of doing that, I broke one of the connectors. So we're going to have Frank, the hardware guy, come out, and additionally we're going to wire up our light bar as well, so that'll be cool. All right, so we got Frank here to fix all the wiring that I messed up.
Hello.
So what I've done, and I made a mess of it, I'm sorry, but I can move this out of the way. Don't mind this thing. Don't mind that. All right, so this is the cable I broke off, right? So this one's cut. Now I went to the junkyard today and I got you a shiny new one.
Okay.
Shiny old one. This one's actually 20 years old as well. But I got you a new one. Also, I went over to the junkyard and the headlight, I found this was completely missing. I managed to find one that actually would fit in the hole. I got this because the one on the right side actually doesn't fit in the left side, which is really weird. Like this assembly won't. They're different size assemblies. Not because they're supposed to be, but because someone clearly replaced one side and not the other. So I got lucky and I found one that actually did fit in here. So this locks in correctly. And I got you a bunch of extra wire. And I think I know, he's over here making faces at my margarita. So anyway, I think if you look over here, and I verified this on the one that I was at the junkyard. These two cables are supposed to be that.
The headlight.
The blinker or whatever it is.
Okay.
I think it's a blinker. Anyway, so yeah, these are supposed to be that. I looked on the junkyard, it was the same assembly. But yeah, for some reason it's cut off. Unfortunately, they're a little short, but I gave you a bunch of slack. It's supposed to come out right here. And I actually also just ordered one of these, which is cool. I guess how much this part was? This goes across the whole thing.
$50.
65. Wow. Yeah, because ours is like, look at this crap.
Could you imagine in like Rock Auto part, Price is Right?
Rock Auto, the price is right. Yeah, so this is what's happening to ours. So we're gonna definitely get rid of this guy, because the headlight like just sags. I don't know if I sent you a picture of that, but it just sags all day. So I was just out back and I was just like, what's that smell?
I know, I could tell from the plastic there's no smell.
Oh my god. We're trying to fit the radio in and it's just a little bit off. So doing some dash mods here, just making it fit. God, I gotta get away from the smell. All right guys, we got it nice and perfectly dremeled in. Fits like a glove. So I've been using acetone so much to clean stuff on the car. I found myself doing the dishes earlier.
With acetone?
No, I was doing the dishes and there's just one spot that just would not come off the peeler. I was like, man, really acetone would really be great right now. Take this right off. When we originally got the truck, I replaced the terminals with these, at the time I thought they would be better terminals from AutoZone. It's now been 3 months and these terminals are shot. So we're stepping up our game here. We're going with the gold terminals. Never buy the cheap terminals. I've learned my lesson. This is now the improved terminal. So also Frank is insisting that Big Battery is the one selling you these and that they really absorb moisture and make your terminal rust more. I have a feeling that's not the case, but I'm gonna let him not put them back on because I figure the terminals will probably hold up just fine without them. For the light bar for this car, we're dealing with our old light bar. I've had this thing for a couple years now and it works great. No leaks. So if you read the reviews on this specific one on Amazon, there's a bunch of people saying, oh, it leaks. Yeah, it doesn't leak. Don't listen to them. As for the actual mounting, something like this. And then we'll just put bolts in to mount it up to this piece of metal. The only thing we're gonna have to make sure of is when we mount this, we gotta mount it high enough up where if we wrap a toe strap around this, the toe strap can come under here and it won't put pressure on the metal plate, which will be fine. It just needs to go basically like this. Much better than a real bumper.
You need a bumper.
Guys, we're just prepping the back plate for the light bar.
It would help if I had to use bits that weren't bad.
Yeah, something's gonna catch on fire under that.
Wow, that was burning, huh?
That's what I had happen.
Hey, it worked. Got anything
You started a fire? That's what you just smoking every time you do it? Got a nice little light bar action here. Thanks, Frank. Alright guys, so one of the things I'm going to do today is put the AC system back together. I'm not going to actually recharge it or anything. I'm going to make sure the car turns on first before I do that. But I just wanted to kind of quickly talk through what has to happen there. So we have to actually put refrigerant oil in it, and the auto parts store looked at me like I was crazy for some reason when I said I was going to put this in with a syringe. However, reading the instructions, it says in the Haynes manual, put 1 ounce in the condenser, and then the instructions that came with the actual compressor say put 60% of the total volume of oil in the compressor before you install it. So our system calls for max 9 ounces. I have an 8-ounce bottle, so we're going to have to work with that. So I'm going to put 5 ounces in the compressor. I'm going to put 1 ounce in the condenser like it calls for, and then I'm going to put the other 2 ounces in the accumulator. So that's how I'm planning to set it up. I don't know whether this for sure is right or not, but I'm pretty confident that it is. We're gonna hope it works right. Alright, I ran the whole bottle through, and I don't exactly know how it's supposed to look. It looks like mostly mineral oil with some other nasty stuff in there. So hopefully that actually got something useful out, and hopefully that makes it where the new compressor and condenser and everything doesn't get completely gunked up right away. So the instructions that came with the new compressor say to turn the old one and see how much oil comes out, and use that as a reference for how much you put in the new one. I'm not doing that because I turned the old one, and well, I can't do it one-handed, but you can see how much oil's under it, which is none. So the old one probably seized up because it had no oil in it. So anyway, I'm gonna drain the oil out of the new one like it suggests on the instructions, and then go ahead and put new PAG 46 in it. I'm just going to use the correct stuff because I don't know what's in the one that they sent, and it seems like we probably want to get off with the right stuff in it. So alright guys, I went ahead and took the new one, pumped it a bunch of times like it said to do. It says it comes with 7 ounces of fluid in it. Only 4 came out, so I don't trust that. I'm just I'm pretty sure I got all of it out. I pumped it for a while. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put the proper amount in here, which is 5.4 ounces, and then go ahead and start putting this back together. All right, guys, accumulator's back on, bolts are tightened down. Everything looks good, should be tight. I'm gonna go ahead and put a vacuum on it and see what happens. I really want to get this thing together and turn it on, but I just need to verify that this actually works, because if there's any problem, there's a chance I'd have to pull the radiator back out. It's best to just verify it has a vacuum, or it holds a vacuum before I try to continue. So, all right, guys, I got the vacuum lines back on. The vacuum line system on this car is actually pretty simple. It's just, for some reason, ours was messed up. So there's a line over here that attaches right to the back of this. It goes over, there's one that splits up, runs into this guy over here, comes over, under, down, and then there's one plug right on the bottom of this. It's actually a double. And then coming off of that, there's one line that runs down and goes into the vacuum bowl. And I'm not sure if I have this hooked up on the right side or not. I'm gonna just try it, see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna reverse it and see if it works then. So ball might not be hooked up right, but overall we should be getting close. All right, guys, we're in the home stretch here now. I've got everything on except the radiator, and the hose is going to the radiator. So oil's changed. Once I hook the radiator up, I can fill it up with water and see what happens. All right, guys, here we go. See what happens. All right, guys, we're going for it again here. Last time the battery was dead, so that was what I believe the problem was. I went ahead and got the battery charged back up, and now we're going to give it another go. Well, it was semi-promising. I'm not sure what that squeal was, though. Yeah, I turned it back off because it was squealing really bad. Might just be the belt, though. Yeah, but it started. It started, yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Thanks. All right, I'm going to try again. I'm going to let it run for a second. Oh yeah, running. All right, guys, so that's gonna be a wrap on this video. I got it turned on. I finished topping off the coolant. It kind of scared me at first because it wouldn't take all the coolant. I think I realized what was happening there. So when you fill it up with coolant, the thermostat is activated by the coolant getting hot enough to push it open and allow more coolant to come in. I think the issue I was running into is that wasn't pushing open since it had air in it. It opened after a couple minutes. It scared me though, because when it did open, coolant just went rushing out of the funnel I had straight into the block. So that really scared me, but I think it's okay now. It was also smoking pretty bad in here when I first turned it on. I think that was just something burning off because I took it around the block, and when I opened the engine bay back up, it wasn't smoky in here. Other than that, AC and heat don't work yet, but it's still gonna work on that. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to do any videos on that. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna film that, but I think that's just gonna be figuring out the vacuum ball and figuring out what's wrong there. But yeah, other than that, it drove fine, and didn't overheat. I took an ultra gauge with me on the way, and stayed at about 160 Fahrenheit the whole way. So yep, that's about it. So see you guys in the next one.